We're back. So hopefully everything's working. Um, this is my first time playing Wingspan in a long time, so I'm gonna have to check the rules here for a couple things, but I'll do my best. So we're gonna be playing Wingspan solo against the Automa, and this is the Duet mode for Asia. So Asia just came out for online, so I figured this would be a good day to start playing some more Asia. So I'm gonna flip 3 cards for the tray. We got Bohemian Kite. We got a Smew. And this is just the Asia expansion, so there's no base game cards in here or anything, it's just Asia. Then we have the Black Naped Oriole. So this is the tray. So Bohemian Kite is when activated, choose any 3 die, roll them up to 3 times. Each time, if you roll at least 1 fish or rat, cash 1 here. Okay, so this is a predator gambling bird. Then we got the Smew, which is a when played ability, so draw 4 cards, tuck 2 behind this bird, and add the other 2 to your hand. And then the Oriole is a round end ability, so if you used all 4 actions this round, gain a food from the supply, and lay an egg on any bird, and draw a card from the deck. Alright, so I'm going to draw 5. Yeah, it's been a long time, so I might get a few things wrong here. And then we'll get 2 bonus cards. Now let's see what the opening hand looks like. Alright, we got Blue Rock Thrush. Okay, I really don't like that ability. It says, when activated, if this bird has no birds to the right of it, you may move it, only the card, to the player mat of the player on your left. You choose its habitat. If you do, draw 3 cards. So I don't really know how that works against the Automa since we're playing solo. But then we have the Rose Ringed Parakeet. This is a when played ability to copy a when played white ability of one of your neighbors. So I do remember if you're playing solo, I think you just copy a white ability from the tray. And then we got the Green Pheasant, which is when activated, all players lay an egg. And then the Small Minivet. So when played, play an additional bird in your forest. You may ignore 1 worm or 1 egg in its cost. Alright, and then we have the Indian Vulture. So this is a game end ability. Copy one of the bonus cards of the player to your right. So again, since we're playing solo, we would just be copying, or probably just drawing a bonus card, maybe 1. Not sure. But we can look at the bonus cards now. So we have Wetland Ranger. So this is consecutive birds in the wetland with ascending or descending scores. So 3 consecutive birds for 3 points, 4 consecutive birds for 5, and 5 consecutive birds for 8. And then we got the same thing pretty much for the forest. So Forest Ranger or Wetland Ranger. Yeah, before we pick that, maybe we'll look at the goals over here. So round 1 is going to be Duet tokens in the wetlands. So the Duet board here works a little different. This is the wetland area. So when you play a bird, you'll place a Duet token from your board on there, and it has to correspond with that bird. So for example, if we played the Blue Rock Thrush, this has this type of nest. So we could put our Duet token here. We could also put it, if we paid a worm, we could put it on the worm, and so on. So I'll kind of explain it as I go. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to keep that bird. But yeah, the goals, so this is Duet tokens in the wetlands, and then Duet tokens on food, and then Duet tokens on pairs of matching symbols. And then we have Duet tokens in the grasslands. Alright, so probably, let's see, I probably just want to keep, I kind of like this Minivet. And if we keep that, maybe we keep the parakeet as well. So we could play 2 birds. Sounds like a good idea, right? Because if we play the Minivet first in the forest, then it would be like play an additional bird in your forest and you can ignore a worm or an egg. So we would ignore the worm and just pay like a cherry or something. So I kind of like these two for now. And then we'll keep this for a wetland bird. So the green pheasant. That's a pretty good when activated ability. So it's just all players lay an egg. We are going to be playing with the Automa's horde though. So each time we give another player an egg, they'll get 3 tokens. So yeah, something to think about. But yeah, I think I'm going to keep these 3. Oh, I'm going to switch back here. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep these 3 and then we'll discard these 2. So since we're discarding 2 cards, we get to keep 2 food. And this is just the Asia expansion cards, so there's no nectar or anything. Then we just have to choose this bonus card. So let's see what this would kind of work. Okay, this is our wetland bird. So this could kind of work for Forest Ranger if we have 3, 2, and then we would have to play like a 1-point bird to even get points for that. So maybe we go Wetland Ranger since we're starting with a 7-point bird in the wetlands, and then we can go work our way down. So that seems better. So we'll go with Wetland Ranger and we'll discard Forest Ranger. I do like this game. It's been a long time. And the digital version, I think Asia just came out, and I tried it out yesterday. So, yeah. So these are the cards. We're gonna re-roll this feeder because you just roll it at the start of the game. Okay, and then this is the food that's available now. I probably should have rolled that earlier, but we got worms, wheat, and fish. And that's it. Okay. I'm just gonna move this a bit. So we get to keep 2 food here. Let's keep. If we take worm, cherry, we could do double play. So, and I think if you do double play, you get to place 2 duet tokens. Yeah. So we'll keep worm, cherry, or we could do wheat. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Let's do cherry. Yeah, and this is the Asia board. So this is a little different from the Oceania board. So you really have to get 2 birds out in play to be getting 2 food. So that's why I think this double play is really going to help. So go ahead and take our first turn. We're going to play this small Minivet first. So we'll pay with the 1 worm. And we'll just drop that down right here. And we'll pick up the Duet token. And then we're going to place that on... See, this is kind of nice because I can actually place this on this spot here. So this is the Duet board. And since we played a bird in the forest, we got to place our Duet token in this green area because this is the forest. So I'm thinking this spot here because we paid with a worm, and then if you see the little dice here, it means you get a bonus food. So we could take a food right now from the bird feeder, which is nice. So we paid the worm, and I'm not really sure about the order of things, but I don't think it matters that much. We could take a wheat, so we'll take 1 out of there, and we'll get a wheat. Okay, then this small Minivet says, when played, play an additional bird in your forest. You may ignore 1 worm or 1 egg in its cost. So we're going to ignore the egg since the second column costs 1 egg. We get to ignore it, and we'll play the rose-ringed parakeet. Now, this is kind of a pretty good first turn here. Hopefully I'm doing this right, though. So, we'll play the rose-ringed parakeet right here. And we can pay with a wheat now that we have a wheat. And then we place another Duet token in the forest. And I kind of want to get another food here. So let's put this on the bonus base here. And we'll get another food. And we'll take a worm. This is a pretty good play, actually. So the Rose Ring Parakeet also has a when played ability. So it says copy a when played white ability of one of your neighbor's birds. So we don't have neighbors. So I believe we copy from the tray here. So the tray, the only white ability in the tray is the Smew. So we can draw 4 cards. So we'll draw 4. And then we'll see what we get. So we got the Rock Pigeon. Okay, that's when activated, all players lay an egg. You lay an additional egg. Okay, that's decent, but it's a 0-point bird. Fire Fronted Siren is a round end ability. And it's lay an egg on this bird for each bird to its left in this row. Okay. And then Rosy Starling. That's expensive for 4-point bird. Looks like a tucking ability. Oh, okay. When activated, tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. If you tuck at least 1 card, gain a worm from the supply. Oh, and the Philippine Eagle. I kind of like the Philippine Eagle. This is a predator. And it's a pretty cool looking bird, actually. Okay, so it says at the end of each round, you roll all 5 dice. And then you may re-roll any number of dice up to 2 times. And if there are at least 3 rats are showing when you stop, you draw 2 bonus cards and keep 1. And then you just reset the feeder. So that's a pretty good round end ability. So we're copying the Smew right now from the tray. Hopefully this will focus. Okay. And it says draw 4, so we drew 4. Now we tuck 2 behind this bird and add the other 2 to your hand. So we get to keep 2. So we'll keep Philippine Eagle for sure. And I kind of want to keep the Rosy Starling too. And then we'll tuck the other 2 behind the Rose Ring Parakeet. So this was a pretty good first turn. So we got 2. We ended up getting, that was 5, 6, 7 points and 2 food there. So that was pretty good. And that concludes turn 1. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so we played a bird. Forgot to put my little token out. Alright. So now it's the Automa's turn. And yeah, this is a little different. So normally you just flip the card. We'll see what happens here. Let's see if I can remember this. So flip the first card. Okay, and they're going to play a bird. So when they play a bird, we have this card here for reference. So let's take all birds that match the bonus card. Okay, so they don't have a bonus card. Are we supposed to draw a bonus card, or can we just use... Let's just use this. So we're gonna use the Avid Avian Admirer. So this is, well, I guess, no, let's just draw a bonus card because I'm not sure how this works. It says the Automa keeps up to 2 of them and then lower value first. So there's a 4 and 5 point bird. I know we're probably supposed to do this first, but it's kind of late for that. So we'll just draw a bonus card for the Automa. So they're going to get Cartographer. And since that has a percentage, I think we could use that. So this is birds with geography terms in their names. So black naped oriole, Brahminy kite. We can see that card here. Brahminy is not on there. And the only other thing would be naped. I have no idea. Nope. Okay. So then, if there's none of them match, they draw one and keep it face down. So that's going to be worth 5 points since we're playing on the hard difficulty here. So that's their first 5 points there. And each time they get this symbol or this symbol, they're going to place a duet token. So the way we figure out where they place the duet token is the rest of the symbols on the card, I think. So it's going to be an X with the cube, so we'll start in the bottom right. I guess I should zoom in on this board here. Not that board. This board. So we'll start in the bottom right and kind of work this way and like this up until we find, since this is a cube with an X through it, it'll be a nest type. And then this says activate all pink powers, so it'll be in the wetlands. So we would just go like this until we find a nest type in the wetlands. So it's going to be right here, and that's where we're going to place the first duet token for the Automa. Now at the end of the game, we'll both score points based on how many contiguous tokens we have in a row here. So far I have 2, but you want to keep them kind of close together and weave through the board, I think, is the strat. Alright, so that was turn 1 for the Automa. So I'll take my second turn here. And I got, let's see, I need 1 food to play. Well, I actually need 6 food to play the green pheasant and the rosy starling. So I think I'm going to take food. Yeah, we'll take a worm and a wheat. So let me move this up so we can kind of see the board. Alright, so we get 2 food here from the bird feeder. So we'll take a wheat from this one and a worm here. It's coming back to me. Alright, then we don't have any brown powers in this forest, so we'll skip both of these birds since they have when played abilities, and that's going to be it for our second turn. So then we'll take the second turn for the Automa, and they're going to discard all 3 cards from the deck. And I'm not sure what the cube means. There's no action in duet mode. Okay, so we just ignore that cube. So they'll discard these 3 cards from the tray and then gain 1 face down worth 5. So they're at 10 points here. And we can flip 3 new cards, I think. Or maybe we'll place this duet token first. So we're starting in the bottom right corner again, looking for nest type in the forest. So it's going to be all the way up here. And the first one we can do is right here. So now they have a pair of matching symbols for the third round goal. And I believe I have one too. No. I just have the same nest type. Okay. We can refill the tray now. Olive-backed sunbird. Oh, the Eurasian coot. That's a good bird. So it's when activated, tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. That could be huge. It's also 4 points for 1 food. And I do like this bird too. Alright, then we have Satyr Tragopan. I can't even pronounce most of these birds. Alright, so both rosy starling and green pheasant cost the same food. So it's 1 wheat, 1 cherry, 1 worm. I think we're going to go with the green pheasant first because it's 7 points. And when we draw cards, we'll be able to lay eggs at the same time. And we're going to play that in the wetlands. So we'll take our cube here, playing a bird in the wetlands. Green pheasant for 7 points. So we'll pay the wheat, cherry, and the worm. Okay. Then place a duet token in the wetlands. Now, we do have to place this token corresponding to what we just played. So, I mean, technically the options would be like, since the green pheasant has a beak pointing left, we could place it there. You can't see the... Let's just show the whole board here. So, we could put it here since the beak's pointing left. We can't put it here because we didn't pay a fish. This is the right nest type, and that would give us 3 contiguous groups. I would like to get a bonus card, though. It's just not possible. So yeah, we're just going to stick with the contiguous group here and put the duet token right there on that enclosure nest. And that's the end of our turn. Alright. Yeah, and then for the bonus card, we have Rosy Starling, or Wetland Ranger, and we can put Rosy Starling here. And then I believe if we can pick up that Eurasian coot for, like, if you tie, it doesn't matter. So we could go 7, 4, 4, and then like anything under 4 works to get the 3 points for the bonus card. That sounds like a plan. Okay, third turn for the Automa. I'm going to flip, and they're just going to lay an egg here. So when they lay an egg, they just get 1 point, and I'll just keep the eggs over here. Okay. So what do I want to do next? Probably... we could re-roll the feeder. So you can re-roll the bird feeder when all the faces are the same, or if there's only 1 dice left. I really want to get this Rosy Starling down, so I think I might take food. Let's see, I got 5 turns left. Maybe... I really don't want to miss out on that Eurasian coot. That could be huge for me. Tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. We won't be able to tuck 6, though. I mean, you're only drawing at most 4, so we might not need the Eurasian coot. The more I think about it. But it is the same... It's kind of the same ability. Like, the Rosy Starling is tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. If you tuck at least 1, gain a worm from the supply. And then the coot is just tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. You get nothing. So I kind of like the Starling better. Except that it's way more expensive. Like, the coot just costs 1 wheat. And then the Starling is a worm, wheat, and cherry. So maybe I'll go with... I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep it the way it is. So I'll take food right now. Hopefully it stays there and I can decide again. Because I kind of like the olive-backed sunbird too. We can look at that real quick. It's this one here. So it's when activated, each player may roll any 1 die and gain that food from the supply. So basically, when it says may roll any 1 die, you don't take food from outside the feeder, you can just take from inside the feeder. So helps with the reroll faster, which is nice. But yeah, we're going to take food right now. So we get 2 food. I don't like the fish, so we're going to re-roll all 5. Since there's 1 left. And this was on gain food. Okay. So yeah, we'll re-roll this feeder here. Let's see what we get. Okay. That's not the best. I was kind of hoping for a cherry, at least. So, like, now it's... I wonder, do I just take 2 rats to try to get this eagle down and pick up some more bonus cards at the end of the round? Because we'll be able to activate that. If we can get this down in the first round, this Philippine eagle, we'll be able to activate that 4 times, and we could end up with, like, 4 more bonus cards, which is pretty good. So, yeah, I think I'll try that. I'm just going to take... We get 2 food. We'll take 2 rats from feeder. Okay, now we have 2 rats and a worm. And then we skip over these white abilities again. And then our actions so far were play 2 birds and gain food twice. Okay, so then the Automa is going to take a turn here. So this is their 4th action. Flip 1. And this means that they're going to take food from the bird feeder. Starting with a rat, fish, cherry, then worm, wheat. So the first one is worm, wheat. We can look at the feeder. So that just means they're going to remove both of the worm, wheat from the tray. They don't gain food or anything. And then if we had any pink powers, we would activate those. But we don't. And they don't place a duet token unless you see this symbol or this symbol in the active round. So that was nice and quick. So take our 5th turn here. And I guess let's just play Philippine Eagle. So this is 2 rats. Oh, we can't. We don't have the eggs. Alright. What I'm going to do then is draw cards. So I wish I had an egg, but it is what it is. I guess I could just lay 2 eggs because I have 4 actions left. Maybe we'll just do a quick turn where we lay 2 eggs because I kind of want to draw that coot. But see, the olive-backed sunbird could disappear. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just lay 2 eggs. I think we're doing alright so far. So the end of round goals are a little different in duet mode. It doesn't really matter where you put your eggs, I don't think. So yeah, we'll just lay 2 eggs. That was our 5th turn. Then we'll flip 1 for the Automa. They're going to take food again. So since there's only 1 food left, they re-roll first. And then take a food. Alright, so there's 2 rats there, a fish, and a worm. So the first food that gets removed here, if you can kind of see that, it's worm, wheat, and then worms. So we'll go back to the bird feeder. And then we have 2 worms in the tray. So we'll take the 2 worms out. And then we have no pink powers. So we skip that. And then it's my 6th turn here. And this kind of worked out perfect because now what we could do is draw bird cards. And we're going to take 1 card and then we'll spend an egg to get a 2nd card. So we'll probably just pick up that Eurasian coot and the olive-backed sunbird right from the tray. So we'll take an egg from here to get a 2nd card. And we'll just scoop these 2 right up into our hand. And now we have 4 bird cards, which is good. And that's our whole turn. Oh wait, no. Okay, so we drew 2 cards. Then we'll go and activate this green pheasant. So this is my only brown power right now. So we got, when activated, all players lay an egg. Okay, so we'll lay an egg back on the Minivet up here. And then since we're playing with the Automa's Horde, we'll give them 3 tokens. And we'll just use cherries. So we'll give them 3 tokens there. And that will translate to basically 1 point at the end of the game. Then we can refill the tray. So we got some new birds coming out. So we got the Forest Owlet. So that's a predator ability. So when activated, choose any 2 die. Roll them up to 3 times. Each time, if you roll at least 1 worm or rat, cash 1 here. If not, stop and return all food cached here this turn. So this is one of those gambling birds. I kind of like those. They could be fun. And then we have the Bio Weaver. So this is another really good bird from the Asia expansion. So this is tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. If you tuck at least 1 card, lay an egg on this bird. So that's a really good one. We've already picked up the Coot and we have the Rosy Starling. I mean, it's not like we're going to be able to tuck 9 cards. We don't have the ability to draw that many cards, so yeah, so that's going to be the end of our turn. Okay. And then we'll take a turn for the Automa here. Let's see what they're doing. Alright, they're taking food again. Okay, starting with rats. And there is 2 rats. So we'll take them 2 rats out. I just want to check, make sure I did this right here, because usually the Automa places a lot more Duet tokens. Okay, and I think this is right because there's only one of these symbols and one of these symbols, and then the rest was eggs and food. So yeah, good to go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, so that's accurate. Cool. Alright, now we can re-roll the feeder again if we wanted to, but we have 2 turns left. I kind of want to get that Philippine Eagle down with one of those turns. And the other turn, we could honestly just play Olive-backed Sunbird. So yeah, I think that's the move here, because I got to get this Eagle down so that I can potentially pick up another bonus card. So I'm going to drop the Philippine Eagle here in the forest. So we'll play a bird. And this is going to go down right here. And it's going to cost 1 egg and 2 rats. So we'll take the rats from our food supply and an egg from one of our birds. Okay, and then we played a bird. So we're going to take this Duet token. Alright, now we played this bird in the forest, so we got to put this Duet token in the forest. And it's got to correspond with our bird. So technically that is a beak pointing left, but I think we should go over here just for this next end of round goal, which is Duet tokens on food. And we paid with 2 rats, so we can put this on the rat. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 contiguous birds, which is awesome. And we'll be able to use that round end ability, which it's a predator ability, but it has nothing to do with predators really. So it's just roll all 5 dice. If you may re-roll any number of dice up to 2 times. If at least 3 rats are showing, when you stop, draw 2 bonus cards and keep 1. Reset the bird feeder. I really like that one. So we're gonna get 4 bonus cards out of it. All right, that was our 7th turn. So we'll flip 1 for the computer here, and they're just gonna get another egg. So that was nice and easy. And then we ignore the cube action. Okay, so final turn, I'm playing another bird, so that's pretty good if you ask me. I mean, we played 4 birds, technically 5 because we had that double play turn 1, which was nice. And we're gonna play this Olive-backed Sunbird. So this is gonna go in the grasslands. Okay, and this little I can kind of zoom in here on the board so you can see. This is an omnivore, so you can pay with any food. So we're gonna pay with our worm, and then we'll place another Duet token here on the board. So yeah, so this one goes in the wetland or the grasslands, so this area. So this is our first one here. Now that is the final end of round goal, is Duet tokens in the grasslands. So let's take a look here and see. So one nice thing I'm gonna show, so One nice thing about the star nest birds is that they're wild, so you can use that to your advantage to kind of get some of these bonus locations like this one here. And then maybe later I can connect this contiguous group to get the extra points, but we can put this on this enclosure nest because it's a wild nest, so then we'll take an egg because we get the egg bonus, and I'll put that on really any bird, I guess. So we'll put it there, and then one more flip for the Automa, and that's going to be the end of the round. So they're going to discard all 3 birds from the tray, gain a face down card for 5 points. So they've already got 15 points here. And then what else? They're going to place a Duet token. So this is their third. Usually I'm getting stomped by the Duet tokens, but kind of got lucky here because I have 5 on there, and this is only going to be the third for the Automa. So let's see. We got, looking at this here, this is the only hard part about this expansion. Let's figure out where to place these. So we're going to start in the bottom right of this map. If you can see, this is kind of like a mini map of the goal board here. So we're going to start there and just go over like this until we find a food in the wetlands. So the first food in the wetlands is going to end up being, let's switch over to the goal board here. So we're going to kind of scan like this. Now it has to be in the wetlands, so pretty much ignore all that until we get to a food. So the first food in the wetlands is going to be right here, and that's going to kind of block us from connecting this contiguous group. So something to think about there. But yeah, that's it. So that's it for round 1. So it's kind of nice. Cool. So let me. Yeah, I don't know what the order of this is supposed to be. It's been a long time, but if I'm remembering correctly, we'll do our round end ability first. Or no, do we score the end of round goal? I mean, the Automa won anyway, because they have 2. So we'll just put their token over there. So they get 2 points because they have 2 in the wetlands and we only have 1. So they get 2 points, and then we go down here and we get 0. Now there is this, if you don't want to place a Duet token somewhere on the board, or if you can't, you can always place it here instead, and then you may remove it on your turn to reset the bird feeder or the bird tray, so if you don't like the birds in the tray, or if there's food that you can't really get. So that's kind of a good option. I never really seem to use though. Okay, moving on. So we'll do our round end ability before I forget. So this is just to roll all 5 dice in the bird feeder, and then you may re-roll any number of dice up to 2 times. So we need 3 rats by the time we stop. So let's see what we get here. Okay, we got no rats, so we're gonna re-roll everything. And this is our first re-roll, so we only have 1 after this. Okay, so now that I have 2 rats, I'm just gonna re-roll the ones that didn't roll rats, and this is my last chance. And we do have 3 rats, so there you go. That's why I like the Philippine Eagle. So it says you may re-roll any number of dice up to 2 times, and we did that. And it says that if at least 3 rats are showing when you stop, draw 2 bonus cards and keep 1. So we're gonna get 2 new bonus cards out of this. This is a pretty good round end ability. So we have Forest Population Monitor and Wetland Population Monitor. God, what is with these forest and wetland options? That's all we have. Alright, so Wetland Population Monitor is different nest types in the wetlands. So right now we just have 1, and And then forest population monitor, we have 3. So that's the obvious choice right there, because we're already scoring the 3 points for that. So we'll take that. And we'll discard wetland population monitor. That's easy enough. Okay, we did the round end ability. We'll refill the tray. We got 3 new birds coming out. This is a ruddy shell duck, little ringed plover, and a common teal. So ruddy shell duck is a round end ability to draw 5 cards from the deck, add 1 to your hand, tuck 1 behind this bird, and discard the rest. Little ringed plover is a when activated ability, discard a card from your hand if you do lay an egg on this bird. And then the common teal is round end. For every 3 eggs in your wetlands, draw 1 card from the deck. You may tuck up to 2 cards from your hand behind this bird. Alright, I'm not too interested in any of those, really. Although, we gotta remember about this Wetland Ranger bonus card that we got. So we need to at least get 3 consecutive birds in the wetlands with ascending or descending scores. Since we started with a 7, we're gonna want to go down, because it's going to be tough to get an 8-point bird and a 9-point bird here. So my plan was to kind of go down, so we're descending. But yeah, so we'll take the points back. And then I guess the whole thing with the end of round goals is that we only have 7 actions, then 6 actions, then 5 actions. So, yeah. Alright, we can shuffle the Automa cards, but first we need to remove this card that says remove after round 1. So we'll take that out, and we'll shuffle these up, and we'll flip these round trackers. This might be hard to see, so I'll zoom in a little bit. So this round tracker kind of determines the round you're in and what happens. So we'll flip this to round 2, make this one match so that it says round 2. So it lines up, drop the Automa card right there in the center. Then shuffle this deck. I was using my card shuffler earlier. The bigger one that I have comes way in handy when you mix all the bird cards together. Been waiting for the next Wingspan expansion. I don't know when that's coming out. I've been checking on Stonemeyer's website. Also have the new nesting box, it's not new, but I got the nesting box to hold all the prior or later expansions for Wingspan, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, we'll shuffle these up, and then I didn't shuffle the ones I didn't use, so we'll add that in. And then there should be another one in here called like the Automation Alliance. Let me make sure that's in there. Yeah, this card. So this, you always play with this when you're playing Duet mode. So it says add this card when using Duet map, which is cool. So we'll just shuffle these up again. Okay, now this is ready to go. We're ready to start round 2. When you play against the Automa, you always go first. And the round goal is Duet tokens on food. So right now, if we look at our Duet tokens on food, the Automa has like 1, and we have 2. So, and then for pairs of matching symbols, which is round 3, we have 2 because we have worm. Or no, sorry, we have 1 because we have this enclosure nest, and then yeah, they just have these 2 nests. So it's tied. It's pretty even right now. Okay, next step, most likely just take food. I could lay eggs and get another food, but that's kind of gambling because you're just going to roll a random die and see. So maybe I'll take food first. I definitely don't want to discard a card for a third food though, because I like both of these. I guess I could discard the starling, since there's just no way we're going to be able to feed both of these. Like, it's tuck up to 3 cards. You want those 3 points every time, so we could discard for a third food here, but then it kind of negates the point of it because the coot only costs 1 food. So for now, I'll just keep what I got. We're going to take 2 food from here. So let's take a wheat. We know we need that wheat. And then I'll take a worm because that's going to leave 3 rats in the bird feeder and make it re-rollable. Okay, and then we'll skip down the line here. So this is our round end ability, so we don't do that. And then we skip over the when played abilities, and that's all we do. That's all we get to do is take 2 food. And then we'll take the first turn, round 2 for the Automa. They're going to discard the cards from the tray. So these are gone, which is kind of nice. I didn't really care for those. And then they're going to get another 5 points there. Face down card. And refill this tray. So we have the Brambling, round end ability. The Rook, I do like the Rook. That's another omnivore. So I'll read that real quick. It's when activated, cash 1 food from your supply on this bird or tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do either, tuck 1 from the deck behind this bird. So you could do one or the other, I think. So you can cash a food or tuck a card from your hand. So I would probably cash a food and then you get a tuck from the deck, which is nice because it's not coming from your hand. So the Asian Coal is a good bird. So that's a once between turns ability. So pink power. Not the best against the Automa, but it's when another player takes the lay eggs action, this bird lays an egg on another bird with a platform nest, and then it says you may go 3 over its egg limit when using this power. So I think that's pretty cool. That bird allows you to go and put more than 2 eggs on a bird like this that only has a 2 egg limit. So I like that. Oh, I never took my food there. So we got a worm and a wheat. Take the worm and the wheat. And then we did the Automa discard, gave them a card face down, and the last thing they got to do is place this Duet token on the map. So it's going to be activate all pink powers. Oh no. So now that it's round 2, alright, it's coming back to me a little bit. Alright, so this is the cube with the X in it. So we're going to start right here. And we're going to work this way now. And then jump back over. So we're looking for a nest type in the grasslands. So that's just going to be right here. Okay. So we'll go across. This is the first nest type in the grasslands. So that's where it goes. Okay. And this is our second action here for round 2. Yeah, we have the wheat. We could drop this coot, and then we could draw 2 cards and tuck them both. But I would probably draw 1, maybe 2, and tuck none. I don't know. That's what I mean about these 2 birds. Is like I should have just discarded this for food and re-rolled. I think that would have been the move. Let's do that this turn. Let's just drop the coot. So we're going to play a bird. So this is going to cost 1 egg. We'll take an egg off the min vet. And then we'll pay the wheat. And then we can put this coot down here in the wetlands. Alright, now we get to place this Duet token. So we played a bird in the wetlands. So let's look at this. This beak is pointing right. So this might allow me to draw another card, which is actually nice. Yeah, so I think... Oh, I do want to look at how bad do I want the rook? Let's take the rook. I was gonna put a Duet token here on this wheat for the next end of round goal, but I think we'll have enough time to play another bird or 2, so we could probably get some food there. So I'm gonna drop this. Plus, this is gonna help. Well, I was gonna put it there, but I'm gonna put it here on the beak pointing right. So when you play a bird with a beak pointing right, you can use that. You can put the Duet token there. I guess I don't know how else to explain it, but then this is the coot, and the coot has a beak pointing right. So we get to draw a card. That's the bonus symbol for that. And we're gonna take the rook from the tray. Okay, refill the tray. Now we have the rook. We can put that in the grasslands, which is going to be nice. Filling out the board here a little bit. This is sweet. Alright, that was our second action. So we'll take another action for the Automa. We're going to flip a card. They're going to play a bird. So we're looking for cartographers. That's their bonus card. Not yeah. That's a totally different game. I think I'm going to play that. Start streaming that game too. That's actually a good game. Cartographers. Any cartographers fans out there? But yeah, we're just looking for birds with geography terms in their names. So an example would be the Asian coal. Asian is obviously a geography term. So we'll take that. And that's going to be face up. So they're going to get the face point value for that, which is 4 points. So that actually helps us because when they get the 5-point birds or the face down cards, it's 5 points. So this being 4 is just like minus a point for them. So it's good. I'll take it. Now they're going to place a duet token, which hurts. But let's see. Starting in the top left, we can refill the tray too and see what comes up. We got the white-headed duck. Alright, so we're starting in the top left, placing a duet token for the Automa. And it's going to go on a beak pointing left or right in the wetlands. Now, the first and only beak pointing left or right is this one, so that's where it goes. No questions asked. Easy enough. So my next turn, I'm going to drop this rook. Build out the grasslands. We could do some egg laying here, get some points at the end of the game. I think this is a pretty good setup so far. I like this. I'm happy with this. I think we're going to win. We are playing on the hardest difficulty, though, so they do rack up some points with those discards and the duet tokens. We'll see. All right, so we could play one more bird since we only have one egg. Put this rook right here in the grasslands. Put this duet token down. We're going to pay with the one worm that we have left and the one egg. Okay, now we're out of eggs, and we're going to place this duet token in the grassland since that's where we played the bird. Then, it's an omnivore, and we paid with a worm. So we could go here, and that would give us another pair matching for round 3. And it would also help with round 2. So, I think that's the move. What else is there? There's also this symbol, but this is less than. So this is less than 50 centimeters. Now, the rook is obviously 90 centimeters, so it can't go there. It can only go... Wait, no, yeah, so then it's 50 or bigger, so we would have to use this one. So I think I'll put... Yeah, it's just going to go on the worm. So hopefully we can connect this here. Yeah, that's good. I like it. Alright, that was my third action. We played a bird. Paid all the food. All that stuff. So we got a third action for the Automa. Round 2. They're going to lay 2 eggs. Very nice. Gotta like those real easy turns. So, they're going to lay 2 eggs. That puts them at 5 eggs and 3 cash tokens. Or 4 eggs. Yeah, 4 eggs and 2 cash tokens. Okay. The only thing I don't like is the order of this because I would like to have this olive-backed sunbird down to get the food first and then cash it. But for this turn, I'm going to lay eggs here. So we get to lay 3 eggs. So we'll take 3 eggs. We'll just spread them out since it doesn't matter. Typically, like in the base game, some of the end around goals have to do with like where you put your eggs, but not in this expansion, or not in this duet mode, I guess you could say. So then it said the Rook's ability is to cache a food from your supply on this bird or tuck a card from your hand. So we do have one card in our hand. This is the Rosy Starling. So what we'll do is tuck that. And then it says, so cache a food or tuck a card. And then it says, if you do either, tuck a card from the deck. So then we grab one from the deck and tuck as well. So that was a nice 2-point or 5-point play so far, because we got 3 eggs and 2 tucks, so 5 points. And then each player may roll any die, so we'll just roll one that's outside the feeder. I don't really care to take one from in there. And then we could choose between a worm or a wheat, since that's what we rolled. Let's take the worm. I mean, I guess that's good enough. We'll probably end up caching food for the rest of the game anyway. Unless we could find a way to draw more cards. So if there were more birds that gave you more cards, we could start doing a lot of tucking. But as of right now, until we get another bird in the wetlands, it really doesn't make sense to just draw 2 cards and tuck them right behind the coop for 2 points when you could play them for more points. I mean, at least that's my opinion. So that'll end our 4th action. We'll flip one for the Automa, and they're going to discard these 3 cards from the tray, get another 5-point face down card, and then they'll place a Duet token. Okay, now the Duet token is going to go starting in the top left corner, going this way, looking for a nest type in the wetlands. So this is going to be it right here. This is the first spot. You just kind of go across. This is all grasslands, and wetlands dips up into here. So that's the first nest type. So that's where that goes. Then we'll flip these cards here. Look at these new birds in the tray. So we got a large-billed crow. We have the Verditer flycatcher and a brown shrike. Very nice. So I got 3 actions left here. And I have no bird cards in my hand. So I'm going to kind of look at these bonus cards and see what do I want to do. I like the large-billed crow. So that's a when activated ability. This would be the bird I'm talking about right now. So this is the large-billed crow. So when activated, cache a food from your supply on any bird. If you do, you may tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. So that could be decent in the wetlands, but we really don't need... See, the tucking from your hand is the issue. We don't have the card draw right now. So maybe this Verditer flycatcher is better, because this is a 5-point bird for 2 food. And it says if you've gained a worm from the bird feeder on this turn, gain a cherry from the supply. So that's kind of nice. You're just getting a free cherry as long as you pick up a worm. I like that. That seems good. Seems good. So what do we want to do here? I mean, we could lay eggs again. I mean, laying eggs this time is another 5-point play. If we take that Verditer flycatcher, we'll get another bird here, and then we'll be picking up 3 food, which is solid. I think I meant to say if we draw cards here. So if we draw cards, we get 2 cards, and then we can tuck up to 3. So maybe we just draw 2 and tuck 1, and then we lay an egg. That seems like a decent turn. Or we just lay 3 eggs. Yeah, let's pick up cards. We have no cards. We're gonna draw 2. So we'll draw the Verditer flycatcher, since I know I want to play that. And then we'll take 1 from the top of the deck as our second card. Okay, and then we got the Plumbus Redstart. So this is a when activated ability. I mean, that's kind of a cool little bird there. And then this one's really cool. This is like a light blue. When activated, draw a card from the deck and add it to your hand. All other players draw one card from the deck and add it to their hand if the bird has a worm or wheat in its food cost. You'll probably end up tucking that. So, yeah. Alright, so we drew the 2 cards. We'll activate the coot. So this is tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. We're just going to do 1 for now. So that's a point. And then we'll lay an egg. Okay, so we'll lay an egg on the olive-backed sunbird. Automa gets 3 cash tokens for the egg. It's very good. So that's, they have 4 eggs and then 2 points in cash. So, refill the tray here. We got the great hornbill. Alright, that's a 9-point bird, so that could be good. The ability's not that great. It says all players may tuck a card from their hand behind. Okay, all players may tuck a card from their hand under a bird in their forest and or cash a cherry from the supply on a bird in their forest. Alright. That would actually go really good with this flycatcher. But I'm kind of trying to move towards a grasslands engine here, so I think... Wait, am I skipping? Am I skipping the Automa? No, it's my 5th action. We have the worm, we just need a cherry, so we would have to re-roll here if we want to get this cherry to play this flycatcher. I'm going to try it. We'll go for it. So we get 2 food. All these are the same, so we can re-roll all 5. And we really need a cherry. Let's see if this is going to cooperate. It's not. Okay, but we can always use the 2 food conversion here. So when you're playing a bird, it's right here printed on the board. So when you're playing a bird, you can convert 2 of any food into 1 of any food, pretty much. So let's just take fish. Let's take wheat worm. Yeah, we'll take wheat worm. We'll leave the fish and brat since it's a little more rare. We got our 2 food. We skip all 3 of these. Flip a card for the Automa. They lay 2 eggs. This is going a little quicker, nice and quick. So now they have 6 eggs. And we have 1 action left. So let's play the Verditer Flycatcher. Alright, so now that we're out to the 4th column here in the forest, it's going to cost 2 eggs. So we'll play a bird, and it's going in the forest. So we pay with a worm, and then we need a cherry, but we don't have a cherry, so we'll convert a worm and a wheat into a cherry. Then it also costs 2 eggs. So that's what I was saying about the 4th column. So we have to pay 2 eggs from our birds. And now we place another Duet token here in the forest. So I guess my question would be, if you use the food conversion, can you place a Duet token on that cherry even though I used the food conversion? And I believe you can, because why not? I mean, technically you paid the cherry, right? Also, that would help for this end of round goal. Yeah, I don't really see another option. I mean, there's the less than 50 centimeters, but I like that. I like the cherry. So we'll go with the cherry. Hopefully that's legal. Someone can let me know in the comments if it's not. Yeah, I'll flip another card for the Automa. Moving on. Nice. Another 2 eggs. Gotta like those fast turns for the Automa. So you can keep thinking about your turns. Now that's going to end the round. So that's the end of round 2. We got a good amount of birds here on the board. We'll get rid of these birds in the tray. I'm not gonna refill it yet. I just wanna score this end of round goal real quick. So this is duet tokens on food. So we'll look at the white has one here for this worm. They have, it's just one. Now we have one worm, one cherry, one rat, one worm. So that's like 4. So, you know, we win this end of round goal. We get the 3 points and they get 0. It's easy enough. We'll refill the tray, get our cards back, and we can do our round end ability. So I almost forgot the Philippine Eagle here. We're gonna do this again. So oh, and I forgot to reset it last time too. So that is the last step for the Philippine Eagle. I did miss that. I'm just now catching it. So we're gonna roll all 5 of these, and remember we need 3 rats by the time we stop. We can re-roll any number of dice up to 2 times. Okay, we got 1 rat, so we're gonna leave the rat and roll these 4, and this is our first re-roll. Okay, we got none, so we have 1 more shot to get 2 rats out of these 4 dice. And we don't do it. So now we reset it again. And unfortunately, we didn't get another bonus card there, but I still like the eagle. Okay. So that's it. We get the cubes back. Now we have 6 turns, and we go first. So a couple new birds here in the tray. We got yellow bittern. So this is when activated, draw the card in the middle slot of the bird tray. And then we have the Eurasian hoopoe. That's a weird one. 7-point bird though. So when played, ability to steal a worm from each of your neighbors. Each neighbor from whom a worm was stolen may gain 1 food from the supply. So pretty cool. Then we got the Eurasian kestrel. I do like that. That gives us our wetland ranger. That gives us wetland ranger. I think we need that. We have to put that in the wetlands. Turn 1, we draw cards, right? So we take this kestrel. We'll pick 1 up from the deck. Oh, sorry, I have this still looking at the tray there. Wrong camera angle. So we turn 1, pick up 2 cards. We got common, sandpiper, and Eurasian kestrel. So we're gonna keep the kestrel, and we'll tuck. Activating the coot will tuck the common sandpiper. Okay, then all players lay an egg. We'll get the Automa. There are 3 cash tokens. And then we get an egg. So we'll put it on the parakeet there. That's a cool looking bird. Look at this one. This one's black, orange, and gray. It's pretty sweet. And a little bit of yellow. These are all hand drawn too. Somebody drew these birds on the cards, which is awesome. Alright, then there's the Greater Adjutant. So this is a game end ability to copy a bonus card of the player on your left. Okay. And like I said, that's just going to be drawing a bonus card since you're playing solo here. Alright, 1 bird card in our hand. I forgot to redo this. So we're going to flip the Automa's round tracker to round 3 for both of these. And we'll remove the card that says remove after round 2. That'll come out. And then this gets shuffled. Let's do one more little shuffle here. Nice. Okay. And I already took my first turn, so we're just going to draw 1 for the Automa here to take their first turn. And they're playing birds. So we're looking for birds with geography terms in their name here. So Eurasian is the first one I see. And unfortunately, this is a 7-point bird. So they're going to get that 7 points face up here. That sucks. is what it is. And then they're also going to place a Duet token. So we start down here and we move this way. And it's going to be on a food in the forest. So first food in the forest I see is the worm, so that's where it goes. And we'll refill the tray. We got a spotted dove, so that's the same ability as the one bird that I had in the beginning. I can't remember the name. It's a 0-point bird. It has to do with like moving it to another player's board. No clue how it works in Automa, so we're just gonna ignore that. And take my second turn here. So now that we're pretty far out in the forest, I think that's our strongest action right now. Even though these are mostly, they're not brown powers. So we need to get this Kestrel down to score our Wetland Ranger, because it'll be consecutive birds in the wetlands with ascending or descending scores. Now the scores just means like 7, 4, 3. So if we put this Kestrel here, then we qualify for those 3 points. And we kind of need all the points we can get. So we're taking food. We get 3 food. We'll take a rat to start, since I know I need that. I'll take a cherry because they're rare. That's the first one I've seen all game. And then get a rat, cherry, and let's take one more. Maybe a fish. Let's take a fish. I think they're harder to come by. Oh no, hold on. So I forgot about this bird. So instead of the fish, this is the move right here. So we'll take a worm, and you'll see why in a second. So we're gonna take a worm instead. Okay. So instead of the cherry, we'll take the fish, because we're going to get the cherry. That's what I meant. So we ended up taking rat, fish, and worm. That's our 3 food. And then we'll activate this flycatcher. So this is the last bird we played in the forest. So this is when activated. If you have gained a worm from the bird feeder this turn, gain a cherry from the supply. So we get the free cherry. And that's why I did that. Just like that. Then we skip these 3. And that's a pretty good turn. We got 4 food. So we'll flip for the Automa. They're playing another bird, placing another Duet token. We have Spotted Dove, Yellow, Bitter, and Greater Adjutant. So none of those have anything to do with geography. So they get a face down 5-point card. And then they'll place a Duet token starting in the top right this time. Looking for a nest type in the grasslands. So the first nest type in the grasslands is going to be here. That's where the Duet token is going to go. So you kind of work your way like this. Again, as I'm knocking shit over. And then just put this here. Okay, we got 4 turns left. The turns get smaller as you go. Like, you go from 8, 7, 6, 5. So we have 4 turns left in round 3, and this is on pairs of matching symbols. We're going to play this Kestrel in the wetlands and try to put it on, I don't know, maybe 50 plus centimeters. It would be nice to connect this contiguous group by the end of the game. We need more cards. I mean, this coot is really sucking up all the cards. When we get to here, we'll be able to draw 3 though, so we should have a good couple turns in round 4. All right, so playing a bird, gonna cost 1 egg, so 1 egg, 1 rat, and then this Kestrel's gonna go down here in the wetlands. Now we just got the 3 points from Wetland Ranger, which is nice, because it goes 7, 4, 3, so it can be ascending or descending the score. Now I'll place the Duet token, and yeah, so this is where we're starting to run out of things that qualify. So we can't go here because it's not a platform nest. We can't go here because we didn't pay a wheat. We can't go here because we didn't pay a fish. So really our only option is this 50 or bigger centimeters. Because it's 68, we can put this here. Now, if we can connect this and this, then all of our Duet tokens are in a contiguous group. minus this one. So that would be an extra like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points if we can get these connected. Alright, third action done. Flip one for the Automa here. Gonna lay 2 eggs. Nice and easy. Gotta love it. Back to me. I got plenty of food. Maybe we just go points here. Give up on playing birds. I might just lay eggs for a turn. We've got 3 actions left, so let's lay eggs once at least. This is going to start to turn into a lot of points. So we have 3 eggs we can put down. We'll just kind of spread them out. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll cache a food from your supply on a bird or tuck a card from your hand. We have no cards in our hand, so we're going to cache a food. We'll cache a worm. It does say on this bird. Yeah, so we'll cache one on the rook, and then we tuck one from the deck. Now we activate this sunbird. So this is each player may roll any one die and gain that food from the supply. So the one thing I did miss, I've activated this sunbird once before, I think. Maybe twice. No, it was once. So we'll give the Automa 2 cash tokens instead of 1 for that time I missed. And then, yeah, I'm going to roll here. We'll just roll this one. And we get a rat. So we'll take a rat. Then flip for the Automa. So we got 3 eggs. So they're starting to lay a lot of eggs now. So you can kind of see how the points just start to add up. And this is hardest difficulty. So we'll see where we end up. First game in a long time. So you have to bear with me here if I get stuff wrong or if I'm missing stuff. But 2 actions left. Let's see. What can we do? Really, my goal was just to get at least the minimum for these 2 bonus cards, and I've already done that. Unfortunately, the parakeet and the flycatcher have the same nest type, so we still only have 3 in the forest. I'm just kind of deciding here, do we want to draw cards and maybe play like 1 or 2 more birds next round? Because we could draw up to 3 cards now. I think that's going to be the play. And honestly, if we don't like any of the birds, they can all get tucked right under the coot. So we're going to discard an egg here to get a 3rd bird card. So we can draw 3. I kind of like this adjutant because I could play it now. So let's take that one. And so that wouldn't work with consecutive birds. Because you could bump this up to about 5 points here. But we're going to take that, and then we'll draw 2 from the deck and see what we have. Alright, we got the crested ibis and the great cormorant. So, great cormorant is a predator bird, so when activated you may move a fish from this bird to your supply. Then roll any 2 dice if there are any fish. Cache 1 on this bird from the supply. Then we got crested ibis. So this is a when played ability, so draw 2 new bonus cards and keep 1. Other players may discard any 2 resources to do the same. So there's no other players. Let's flip. We got the red vented bulbul. That's a cool looking bird. It's 6 points for 3 food though. And then it's if you have at least 1 cherry in your supply, lay an egg on this bird. I mean, that's not a bad ability, I guess, if you could keep cherries. Especially with that flycatcher in the forest. Alright. Oh, I don't think I was supposed to flip that yet. I'll just put that back. We're going to activate the Kestrel. I didn't finish my turn here, so I'm just moving down. We're activating the brown powers. So it says roll any 3 die. If you roll at least 1 rat, cache a rat on this bird. So we'll just roll these 3 that are already outside the feeder. I'll just zoom in on the feeder here to see what I get. Okay. So that's what I rolled. So no rats, we don't get any cash there. So then we'll go to the coot. And I think I am just going to tuck both of these for the 2 points behind the coot. And then we'll activate the green pheasant to lay an egg. So again, that's going to give the Automa 3 cash tokens. And I'm running out of cherries over here, so I'm going to use wheat. And then I get my egg. Put that really anywhere. That's going to conclude our turn. We'll put that bull back out, and then we'll flip for the Automa. They're going to discard the bull anyway. So those are gone. You get another 5-point face down card. And then they're going to place a Duet token. So this Duet token is going to be starting in the top right corner of the goal board. Searching for a food in the forest. So it'll be this wheat right here. And that's going to give them their 4 contiguous points right there. So that kind of hurts. Is what it is. But it also helps. Yeah, they're not getting really any matching here. And we can kind of block them. So we'll put 3 new cards out. We have 1 action remaining. 3 new birds in the tray. I think we just play this adjutant. So this is going to go in the wetlands here. So it's going to cost 2 eggs. So we'll pay 2 eggs. And then it goes right here. And it's a game end ability. So copy a bonus card of the player to your left. So we're just going to draw a bonus card. I can check the rule book when we go to do that ability. For how it works against the Automa. But if we were playing a multiplayer game, I would just copy the person to my left's bonus card. Anywho, we got the cost is a fish and then any 2 foods. So we're going to use this fish, this rat, and this cherry to pay for it. And we already paid the 2 eggs. Then, whoops, just throw it on there. This is nice because we can connect here. So what I'm going to do is we have the 2 options. So we could go on this fish, which doesn't give you anything, and this fish, which gives you a card. So we're going to go on the fish with the card because it's the same amount of contiguous group anyway, and it gives us that connection. And if we can connect this and this, then all of ours are connected, and that's a lot of points. But since we went there, we get the bonus. We get to draw 1 card. Could just draw from the deck. I don't really care for any of the birds in the tray. So yeah, I'll just pull from the deck. And we got a black Drongo, which is nice. That's a when activated ability to discard any number of cards from the tray, then refill it. If at least one of the discarded birds is a grassland bird, lay an egg on this bird. Alright, that was our last action. So the Automa's got 1 more, and then that's a wrap for round 3. And then we got 1 round left. See how we do. So they're playing a bird again. So we got the desert wheat here, coppersmith barbet, and the common mina. So I don't know if any of those are geography terms. I would assume that desert. Yeah, desert is desert. So this desert, they're going to gain that face up, which is really helpful because it's only a 2-point bird. So they're getting that 2 points face up instead of a 5-point bird. And now they'll place another Duet token. And this Duet token is going to be starting in the bottom right, looking for a food in the grasslands. So first spot right there is a cherry. So that's where it goes. Easy enough. Okay, we'll remove this round 3 card. Shuffle the Automa deck. Don't let me forget to do my round end ability, but we're going to flip this over for round 4 now. Okay, we'll shuffle the Automa deck. Just a little drop shuffle, mix them up. Put this here. Okay, so look at the goal board. Pairs and matching symbols. So we have a lot to check here. White, we'll see if they don't have any other cherries. I know that. So that's not one. And then we have bowl nests. So we're going to look for white on other bowl nests. I'm not, they should have been translucent. So you could fucking see through them, don't you think? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they got, if you look for matching symbols, they really don't have any but these two. So these two are matching. So that's one pair. And really, I mean, this third one doesn't mean anything, I don't think. So it's, they have another platform nest. No, so they have one. So then we'll look at black. That's me. So we have one on a beak here. So that's not matching. We have a rat here. I know I have these two worms. Okay, so worm, that's one. Man, do I only have one too? That's kind of crazy. Am I missing? Oh, beak pointing right and beak pointing right. That's matching. So that's two. So we do win the end of round goal. So we'll get the 4 points and they get 0. I just want to make sure. Hold on a second. So they do have 2. So this might be a tie because they have these 2 nests and then they have these 2 worms. So that's 2. And then we have the 2 worms. We have the 2 beaks. And so it is a tie. So I don't know how ties work with this. I would assume that we just split the 2 points. Or split the 4 points so we each get 2. That's fine. And then the rest of the birds will get discarded from the tray. Refill it. And I just have to do my round end ability and then we can start the final round of the game. So this is for the Philippine Eagle. So it's roll all 5 dice and re-roll any number of dice up to 2 times. And then if at least 3 rats are showing when you stop, draw 2 bonus cards and keep 1. And then you reset the feeder. So hopefully we can get another bonus card out of this. Let's roll these 5. Put our cubes back. And we'll get rolling here. Okay, so we did get 1 rat. Oh, I gotta move over so you can kind of see. We did get 1 rat so far, and this is gonna be our first reroll. Now we can do this twice, but we save the rats so that we have 3 when we're done. Now I'm dropping them all over the place. Okay, I need to roll this one again. Okay. Okay, so we have 1 more roll, and there's 2 rats. We just need a rat out of here, right? Oh, wow. We didn't get it again. Philippine Eagle's really been letting me down. So watch, I'll roll this and probably get 3 rats. Oh. Okay, 1. Alright, fair enough. So I re-rolled. Or I reset the feeder. We go first. We got this black Drongo. I don't know how much I care about playing that. I'd rather just run the wetlands once, tuck, run the grasslands as many times as I can. So I'm thinking draw cards, gain food so that we have stuff to cache here. And then, yeah, that's the move. Let's go. So we're going to draw 3 cards. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got common Tailorbird, green bee eater, and spoon-billed sandpiper. So this is a when played ability. Draw 2 new bonus cards and keep 1. That's the only one I might play, I think. This is too expensive for 4 points. This is a game end ability with find a contiguous group of birds in your preserve that have the same nest type and lay an egg on each of them. So that could be something. We kind of have to look here to see. Because honestly, if we played this like right here, it could, yeah, no. I don't think this is worth it. So we drew 3. We'll skip over this adjutant, and then we can roll any 3 dice. So let's just take 3 out of the bird feeder. And we got no rats. So no cash. Let's tug all 3. I want to tug all 3. Yeah, tug all 3. So we just get the 3 points, and then we'll get an egg. So that was a 4-point wetland engine. Give 3 cash tokens to the Automa for them laying an egg from Automa's horde. Okay. So put an egg anywhere, really. Bam. That's done. Let's flip. All right, they're playing a bird. So the birds in the tray right now consist of purple heron, little grebe, and white-crested laughing thrush. None of those have anything to do with geography, so they're just going to get a face-down card for 5. And then they'll place a Duet token here, so they're actually running out of Duet tokens. I think we have the same amount left. I got 5 left. They have 4 after we place this one. So, not a bad game. Let's see. This is going to go bottom left. Looking for a beak pointing left or right. Now, we know there's none of those spots left except for... Did they take this or this? No, they had 2 worms, right? So they had these matching. Then they didn't have that matching, right? So that's how that was? Or was it like this? I thought they had... I could have sworn they had 4 in a row here. So, I think it... Ooh. This is where it would help to have viewers, right? Someone could be watching and tell me. But... yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, bottom left... beak pointing left or right, and then forest. So there are none in the forest, so I don't think they place this. If there's no legal spot, they don't place this. So we'll put this back. So yeah, they have 5. We have 5. Pretty good game so far. Alright, I'm going to take food here. So we get 3. Let's just take random stuff. We'll take a rat. Let's re-roll. We get 2 more. We'll take fish worm, so... that we get the cherry for free. We're going to activate the Verditter Flycatcher, so it says if you've gained a worm from the bird feeder this turn, gain a cherry. So we get a cherry as well. That's 4 food, pretty good. Skip all 3 of these birds because they're round end and when played abilities. Activate another card for the Automa. You're going to wipe the tray here. Get a 5-point face down card. And then... place another Duet token. Okay, let's try. So this is activate all pink powers starting up here, right? And then it's going to be blank. So they're looking for a food in the grasslands. Okay, so they're going to take this spot, which gives them another point for their contiguous group. And then it's back to me. Now, my plan was just to... we got to refill the tray here. We got Eurasian Marsh Harrier. So that's a... ooh, Oriental Bay Owl as well. And the Great Indian Bustard. So that kind of sucks because they have the Cartographer bonus card. So then they could get like a 6-point bird right there. And then the rest of those just disappear. And I kind of like that Oriental Bay Owl with the Philippine Eagle because you'd be able to do it twice, I believe. So yeah, that's a round end ability to activate the when activated brown powers. Oh, brown powers. Okay, so no, you wouldn't get to do it twice. All right, I'm going to lay 3 eggs. So we'll just spread these out down here. Preferably not on birds where we're tucking cards. And then cache a food. Tuck from the deck. We'll roll the dice. Give them a cache. Or a horde. Yeah, horde cache token. Okay. And then we'll roll dice here. Get a food. Whoa. Okay. So we get a wheat. That's fine with me. Okay, so there's only 2 turns left. I'm going to try to wrap this up. We have 3 eggs. They're going to lay 3 eggs. Thank God. What really slows me down is when playing solo like this is this Duet board. I don't know if there's an app yet where you can simulate this, but it's very hard looking for these where the Automa is going to place their Duet tokens. That is the only reason I don't really play that this much. I think I might just start mixing the birds into like their base game with the Nectar and the Asia expansion. Like put the Asia bird cards in and play the Oceania board. So the other side of this board with the Nectar. I like that. That sounds like a good idea. Also, I want to play some of these other games back here. So I might have like a Euro game night. I do want to start playing cartographers on stream. That would be good. Have any cartographer fans out there? Where am I at? Oh, okay. So we did this. They laid 3 eggs, right? So I got 3 tokens out. They got 3 cards out. So it's my turn. And what's the move here? Like, maybe... Because realistically, this is 3 for 5 points every time I do my grasslands here. This would be 3, 4, maybe 5. Okay, I see. So we're going to lay eggs for the guaranteed 5-point engine. We'll put one here. We'll just fill up this green pheasant, actually. Put all 3. Cash another food on the rook. Then we tuck one from the deck. See, it goes a lot faster when you kind of know what you want to do here. So, got a wheat. Give them a cash. Running out of wheat too. Flip one more for the Automa, and then we have 1 turn left. So they are wiping the tray here. Hopefully they can't place this Duet token. I mean, they get the 5-point face down card, but it's the Duet tokens that really irritate me. I mean, it's hard to keep up with them with the Automa, at least in my opinion, for this game. Maybe any other Wingspan fans out there, let me know what they think. So yeah, 1 turn left. Let's just do the same thing. Let's lay 3 eggs. Drop these in. Fill some birds up. So we got 1, 2. That one's full. And that's 3. And then cash food. And then tuck one from the deck. And then we'll roll 1. And we get a worm. Give them cash. And then flip one more card. Okay, so we're going to finally score this up, see how we did. They are playing a bird on their last turn. So we got the bearded reedling, golden pheasant, and scaly-breasted munia. So that's nothing to do with geography. Now, they have a nice little stack here of 5-point cards. So I thought I was going to win this game, but it's starting to look pretty grim. Now they got 1 more Duet token to place, and then I can score it up. So this is going to be starting in the top right, looking for a food type in the wetlands. So first food type in the wetlands goes here on this fish, and that's game. Now we still get to do our round end ability from the Philippine Eagle, so let's do that first. I'm surprised that this hasn't hit. I mean, it's a really good ability. So you get to roll these 5 dice. And you're looking for rats. So we didn't get any rats, so we're going to re-roll everything. Oh my god, we need 3 rats. Got 1 rat. The Philippine Eagle let me down this game. It really did. I had it down in round 1, and I only got 1 extra bonus card out of it. That's pretty sad. But we do get another bonus card from this greater adjutant. I just need to check the rules real quick because it should be in here. So let's see. It says, so if you're using another player's bonus card for the Automa rules, it says when you play a bird with a power that allows you to use another player's bonus card, draw 2 bonus cards and place them face up in the supply when your power activates. Oh. What do you do with game end ability, like in solo? I don't know. Oh, I never read the back of this. This has a variant Automa sword, so I guess you don't have to play with it, but I like playing with it. I think it makes it more realistic, like more like a multiplayer game. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything. I think we just draw 2 and pick one. That seems fair. Yeah, there's no other, I mean, this is the Automa rules. Then we have this, which is like the, I think this is the actual rule book. This will explain. There's the adjutant right there. Yeah, so this is the bird we're talking about right here. And it says, these powers activate only once at the end of the game. Activate these powers completing all end of round steps in round 4. If you have more than one bird with a game end yellow power, you may activate them in any order. These actions do not trigger birds with once between turns powers. Right. Oh, and I did forget about flock mode. I would love to try flock mode, but it's impossible even getting another person to play a board game. So imagine trying to get 6 or 7. But we're going to draw 2. And what is with these? Alright, we have avian theriogenologist. That's a mouthful. And then we have grassland ranger. So consecutive birds in the grasslands with ascending or descending scores. We didn't get that. Oh, birds with completely full nests. We could have gotten that. We could have done much better. We have 1, 2, 3. Damn, just 3. And you need, yeah. So these are both a bust. That's unfortunate. Those are really bad bonus card game. Let's score the last end of round goal. So it's duet tokens in the grasslands. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 2, so they win. Round 4 goal, and that's the one that's worth the most points. So I don't think we won here, but we're gonna tally it up. You never know. So this is my first game back in a long time, and yeah, this was good. Reminds me how much I like this game. All right, I'm gonna start tallying it up. So we got, oh my god, my watch was on backwards this whole time. Yeah, I'm gonna use this as a calculator. Alright. So we are playing on the max difficulty. So we got, first thing we do, we score up the points just from the birds. So right here we have 18 in the wetlands, and then 22 plus 11 would be 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 38 points from birds. Not bad. Not good either. Bonus cards, we ended up just getting 3, I think, from both of these. So the first one we'll look at is Forest Population Monitor. Let me hold this up. So it's different nest types in the forest. Now, we have this nest type twice. So it's 1, 2, 3 different nest types. So we just get the 3 points. And then same for Wetland Ranger. Hopefully, actually this camera focus is pretty good. So if I do this, or this, and then move this, it actually focuses pretty good. Okay, and then wetland rangers. So this is 3 consecutive birds. So consecutive birds in the wetlands with ascending or descending scores. So we have 7, 4, 3, 4. So if you just ignore this one, we at least got the 3. So that's 6 points for bonus cards. End of round goals. We'll jump over to the board here. We have white is the Automa. They're going to be 2. Or, sorry, we're scoring black. So I got 0 for the first one. 3, and then we're splitting this one, so this is 5 total points. So 3, 4, 5. That's it. 5 points from the end of round goals. Not great. Eggs is just your total eggs. So look at the player board here. We have 1, 2, 3, and then this is 5, so that's 8. And then we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total eggs. Food on cards, so that would be these cash tokens. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then tucked cards. So all of the cards that are tucked behind any of the birds. So we'll just take them all out right now and then count them. They're each worth 1. So keep that like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we got 15 from that. That's pretty good. Last thing to score is the duet tokens in the largest contiguous group. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now we add this up. So we've got... I'm going to use my calculator here. Bad at math. Alright, 38 plus 11 plus 17 plus 15 plus 7. So we got 88. That's a pretty low score. Maybe not for just the Asia bird cards, but there's no way we won here. So, especially playing on max difficulty. So we're gonna score the Automa's points here. Each one of these is 5. Oh, let me move this back to the board real quick. So each one of these face down cards is 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they get 55 points straight from their face down cards. And then this would be 13, I think. Yeah, 13 from face up. So 55 and 13. We can just add this up as we go. See how bad we lost. 55 plus 13 plus end of round goals. They got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so just add 9 plus eggs. So that's going to be all the eggs that are over here. They got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. Yeah, so they're already at 93. And then largest contiguous group on the goal board. So go back to the goal board. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same as me. So 93 and 7 is an even 100. So, you know, losing by 12 points there. It is what it is. I mean, this was my first game back. Now I know if I'm going to play just with the Asia bird cards, I think I need to play on a lower difficulty. But, yeah, that was a good game. And that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to play some World of Warcraft, I think.